Morning everyone. I hope you are all preparing very well for the examination as well as NEET. And this class is about adrenal gland. This is very important for the class 10, 11 and 12 for the board NCERT, CBSE, ICSE and IB. Various points are collected from various areas. So carefully listen the class and note it. Today what we are going to see in the sense very important points, that is, one is the adrenal medulla and its hormone. What are the hormones it is going to secrete, and what is the hormone, which hormone is called as emergency hormone, and it is otherwise called as fight or flight hormone. That also we are going to see. And the adrenal cortex and its hormone also we are going to see. And how big are the adrenal glands, that also we are going to see. You can see this picture clearly. Can you see this part? This is the adrenal gland, which is just above the kidney, and here another kidney, and this is the adrenal gland. Okay, so a pair of glands are present in our body just above the kidney, just like a cap, and it is triangular in shape. Okay, you can see this one clearly. See, I told you this is a triangular in shape. This consists of two parts, cortex as well as medulla. Okay, the inner part is called as medulla. Can you see the darker part? This is called as medulla, and the outer part is called as the cortex, right? So few hormones the cortex secrete, and a few hormones the medulla secrete. Okay, but what are those we are going to see, and what are those function of those hormones are also we are going to see. JAS Academy is offering IIT, JEE, NEET as well as CA Chartered Accountant program at a school campus. So interested schools can contact. The fee is very affordable. You can contact the following numbers and get the details. So I told you there are adrenal gland consists of two parts. The inner part is called as medulla and the outer part is called as cortex. Okay, so let us see what are the hormones secreted by the medulla. Okay, so this is the medullary region, and what are the hormone in the sense adrenaline. Okay, adrenaline or epinephrine. Okay, you can see here adrenaline or epinephrine. And one more hormone. Okay, adrenaline hormone and noradrenaline. Okay, adrenaline and noradrenaline. These hormones are otherwise called as epinephrine or norepinephrine. Okay, so you can easily keep in your mind adrenaline or noradrenaline or epinephrine or norepinephrine. Okay, this is you have to keep in mind. This is secreted by which part of the adrenal gland? It is medulla. Okay, keep in mind medulla. And these hormones are also called as catecholamines. Okay, which hormone? Adrenaline and noradrenaline are together called as catecholamine. Okay, make a note. And adrenaline and noradrenaline are rapidly secreted in response to the stress. So when it is secreted, in the sense when we are under stress. Okay, so stress is very it is not good for our body. Okay, stress is not good for our body. It affects each and every organ present in our body. Okay, so we are not under stress always. So that to relieve our body from the stress, what this adrenal gland is doing, in the sense it is secreting the hormone. Which hormone? Catecholamine. What are the hormones called catecholamine? Adrenaline and noradrenaline. Okay, so that escape our body from the different stress. See, every day we are facing so many stress or so many tasks we are facing, isn't it? Sometimes we may get very angry. Sometimes we fear about something. See, for example, your teacher is asking a question, you are unable to answer it. So what the teacher is giving, sometimes she gives some punishment, or some harsh words she uses, isn't it? So at that time, what happens in your mind, in the sense you will be under stress, or you may get angry, or you may fear about your teacher. Okay, so at that time this hormone secrete. Okay, which hormone? The epinephrine or norepinephrine, or adrenaline or noradrenaline. Okay, that hormone secretes. And if any animal, dangerous animal is coming and chasing you, what you do? You run from that place, isn't it? Or else, if there is animal is too small, then you fight, isn't it? If the animal is too large, see tiger or lion or something else, or very ferocious dog, in the sense you run, isn't it? So at that time, these hormones secrete in our bloodstream. So what we are doing, we just ran away from that. Okay, so the word which is used for that is flight. Okay, and if it is a small animal, what we do, we fight against it by throwing a stick or stone or something, isn't it? So that is what. Or if anybody is arguing with you, you will fight against them, right? If your enemy is too strong, you fly away from that area. So why? These hormones are very, very important to reduce our stress. Okay, so it is called as emergency hormones or fight or flight hormone. Okay, so make a note. What are those hormones called? Adrenaline and noradrenaline. Okay, these two hormones are called as hormones of fight or flight. Okay. And not only that one, these hormones are also doing some other function. What is that? In the sense, alertness. It always keeps us alert, and the pupillary dilation, that is in the eyes, there is a pupil, isn't it? So it helps in dilating the pupil, as well as piloerection. Okay, what is piloerection? In the sense, raising of hands. You can see here. See, sometimes if we hear some news, that news makes us somewhat excitement, isn't it? At that time, what happens? We say it is goosebumps, isn't it? So that is what called as piloerection. Okay, as well as sweating. Sometimes we sweat. Okay, if the condition, the external environment is not favorable, in the sense our body starts sweat, right? So all these are under the control of these two hormones. What are those hormones called? Adrenaline and noradrenaline. Okay, and another, what the work it does, in the sense, it increases the heartbeat, the strength of the heart contraction, and the rate of respiration are also under the control of these two hormones. And these catecholamines also stimulate the breakdown of glycogen, resulting increased concentration of glucose in blood. Okay, so they helps to increase blood glucose level in the blood. Okay, and in addition, it also stimulates the breakdown of lipids and protein. Okay, so it is helping to increase the glucose level in the blood, as well as breakdown of lipid as well as protein. In that also they take part. Which hormone? Epinephrine or norepinephrine. Okay, now see, this is the structure of the adrenal gland. I told you the outer part is called as cortex and the inner part is called as medulla. Okay, so this cortex consists of 3 layers. This is enlarged and shown here. See, this is the upper layer, this is the middle layer, and this is the inner layer. Okay, and this part is medulla part. So this part is cut open and shown here. Okay, it is shown here. The outer part is called as zona glomerulosa. Okay, the outer part, outer layer is called as zona glomerulosa, and middle part is called as zona fasciculata, inner part is called as zona reticularis. Okay, so these 3 layers are very, very important. Why? In the sense, these 3 layers are secreting different hormones. Okay, what is the upper layer? What is the upper layer called as? Zona glomerulosa. Zona glomerulosa is secreting a hormone called as aldosterone. Okay, aldosterone. And the middle layer, what is that? fasciculata, zona fasciculata, it secretes a hormone called as cortisol. Okay, make a note, all of you. And inner layer, what is the inner layer? Zona reticularis. This secretes a hormone which is called as androgens. Okay, and the medulla already we have seen, it secretes a hormone called as catecholamine. What is that catecholamine? Epinephrine or epinephrine and norepinephrine, isn't it? Epinephrine and norepinephrine. These two hormones are secreted by, these two are secreted by the medulla, and these three are secreted by cortex. Okay, what are those? Aldosterone, cortisol, and androgen. Androgen is secreted by the inner layer, cortisol is secreted by the middle layer, aldosterone is secreted by the outer layer of the cortex. So what is the outer layer of the cortex? It is zona glomerulosa, middle layer is called as zona fasciculata, inner layer is called as zona reticularis. Okay, so these three layers are very very important. Make a note. All these hormones, okay, the adrenal cortex secretes many hormones. These three hormones are commonly called as corticoids. Okay, corticoids, these hormones. These two are commonly called as catecholamine, and these three are called as corticoids. Okay, and the corticoids which involved in carbohydrate metabolism are called as glucocorticoids. Okay, make a note. Make a note. So the medulla secretes two hormones. Those hormones are called as catecholamines, and cortex secretes three different hormones. Those hormones are called as corticoids. Okay, and the corticoids which involved in carbohydrate metabolism are called as glucocorticoids. See, usually the carbohydrate, the finest molecule is called as glucose, isn't it? So keep in mind, glucose plus corticoids, so glucocorticoid the name. Okay, so glucocorticoid means what it does, or it involved in carbohydrate metabolism. Okay, and cortisol is the main glucocorticoid. Okay, cortisol, the main function of this corticoids is glucocorticoid, in the sense they involved in glucose or carbohydrate metabolism. Okay, then this glucocorticoids stimulate the gluconeogenesis, lipolysis, as well as proteolysis. Okay, proteolysis in the sense what, digestion or splitting of protein, that is the amino acids, as well as lipids, okay, fatty acids, as well as the glucose. Okay, gluconeogenesis in the sense formation of various glycogen, and lipolysis in the sense it is the division of lipids, that is fatty acids. The lipids are broken down into fatty acids, and the proteins are broken down into amino acids. Okay, that is called as proteolysis and lipolysis. Okay, lipids are broken down into fatty acids, and proteins are broken down into amino acids. Okay, that is what happened inside the cell. Okay, inside the cell these are all happening. And cortisol is also involved in maintaining the cardiovascular system as well as the kidney function. Okay, so cortisol is very very important to maintain the cardiovascular system as well as the kidney function. Okay, so cortisol is very very important. It is secreted by the adrenal cortex. Okay, what are the cortisol? We have seen, right? Aldosterone, cortisol, and androgens. Okay, all these hormones are very very important. In that, cortisol is involved in maintaining cardiovascular system as well as the kidney function. Okay, as well as it induce, which one? The cortisol induce or stimulate the production of RBC. Okay, so where the RBC will be produced, in the sense in the bone marrow, right? The bone marrow. So it induces the production of RBC. Okay, now corticoids. See, you should not confuse with the cortisol and what's that? Corticoids. Cortisol and corticoids are different. Cortisol is a hormone. Corticoids is the common name of the hormones which is secreted by the cortex. Okay. So, what these corticoids doing in the sense which regulate the balance of water as well as electrolytes in our body called mineralocorticoids. Okay, so already we have seen one corticoid. What is the corticoid called? Glucocorticoids, isn't it? Glucocorticoids take part in the which work? It take part in or involved in carbohydrate metabolism, isn't it? Which one? Glucocorticoid. And another one corticoid that is called as mineralocorticoids. So, what is this mineralocorticoid does in the sense? They maintain or regulate the balance of water as well as electrolyte. Okay. So, aldosterone is the main mineralocorticoid in our body. So, make a note which hormone? Aldosterone. Aldosterone is the main mineralocorticoid. Okay. So, what it does in the sense, minerals, see for example, sodium as well as potassium will be reabsorbed by the renal tubule. Potassium as well as sodium ion are very, very important. So, that will be once again reabsorbed by the blood. Okay. So, that will be stimulated by which one? Aldosterone. So, this aldosterone is now helping in maintenance of electrolytes. Okay. Body fluid volume as well as osmotic pressure and blood pressure are blood pressure as well as osmotic pressure are maintained by this aldosterone. Okay, and small amount of aldosterone secreted by the adrenal cortex which play a role in the growth of the axial hair as well as pubic hair and facial hair during the puberty. So, all those things are done by the aldosterone. So, what are the function by aldosterone in the sense? It is mineralocorticoid. Okay, it is maintaining the electrolyte in our body by absorbing the sodium and potassium ion once again from the renal tubule, and it is supplying to the arteries, okay, capillaries, blood capillaries. So, why it is maintained? And one more thing is osmotic pressure as well as blood pressure is maintained by the aldosterone, and small amount of this aldosterone hormone that is a special type. It is called as androgenic steroid. Okay, it is secreted by the adrenal cortex which play a major role in the axial growth, that is the armpit, the hair growth as well as the growth of pubic hair as well as facial hair or during the puberty, that is helped by this hormone. What is that? Androgenic steroids. Okay, that is also secreted by the adrenal cortex along with other three hormones. You can see this very clearly. The zona reticularis, the outer layer is called zona glomerulosa, inner middle layer is fasciculator, inner layer is reticularis. Okay, this is cortex region and this is medulla. GEORGE Academy is offering foundation program for IIT JEE and NEET to class 6 to 10 and advanced program for class 11 and 12. So, interested members can contact, the fee is affordable. You can contact the following numbers to get the details. Now, let us see how big are the adrenal gland. In the sense, I told you already there are two adrenal glands. Okay, the size is 5 by 2 centimeter. Okay, and what about the weight? In the sense, it is weighing 4 to 5 grams. Okay, each one 4 to 5 grams. Let us recall the cortisol we have seen is cortisol is secreted by the cortex. Okay, the cortex, and what it does in the sense, it acts as or involved in glucose metabolism. So, it is called as glucocorticoid hormone, okay, as well as it helps to use the body fat, protein as well as carbohydrates, and also it suppresses the inflammation. What is inflammation in the sense? We will see this is the lungs, and you can see the tubular in the lungs, right? And see, this is normal one, and the tubules are blocked by the mucus, okay, that is inflammation in the sense it is affected by the bacteria or virus. At that time this will be covered, and we unable to breathe properly, right? So this is inflammation in the lungs, and you can see the inflammation happens in the joints, okay, so you feel a pain in the joints, right? So here you can see the swelling of the knee, and here the shoulder pain, okay, the swelling, sometimes swelling in the legs. These are all because of the inflammation, okay. So inflammation is who is suppressing the inflammation in the sense? Cortisol, that is, it fight against the foreign body, and it reduces the inflammation and regulate the blood pressure, increase the blood sugar, and helps control your sleep wake up also, okay. So you sleep at the proper time and you wake up at the proper time, in the sense that is also under the control of cortisol, okay. So adrenal glands release the cortisol during the time of stress. So when it is releasing, that is very very important. When it is releasing this cortisol is when you are under stress. See, for example, your examination is coming, so while you are sleeping, you sleep with a slight stress, isn't it? So that time this cortisol will secrete, and because of that, early morning you wake up. If you are not finished your preparation for examination, in the sense early morning you get up and you sit for a preparation of your examination. That all done by whom? This cortisol. Because our body, our brain knows you are under stress, you have to complete the portion. So that will be already set up by the brain, and the brain induce certain hormones to secrete this cortisol, okay. So why your stress will be somehow, see, if you get up in the early morning, you sit for the preparation for examination, in the sense, so certainly what you do, you prepare well, and your stress will be, if you prepare well, you will be very happy, and you go and write the examination, right? So during the examination we feel a little bit stress. That stress will be reduced by this cortisol. So what is that time? That is a very emergency situation. This will be done, okay. Now aldosterone. First one we have seen cortisol. Now it is aldosterone. Aldosterone is secreted by the outer layer of the cortex, isn't it? Outer layer of the cortex. And we have seen previously one, what is that? Cortisol, it is by the middle layer, right? Now what this aldosterone is doing, in the sense, it is a mineralocorticoid, okay. So it regulates the blood pressure as well as the level of sodium and potassium, isn't it? That we have already seen there, okay. This is a certain recall I am doing. So from the renal tubule, this potassium as well as sodium ions are reabsorbed, okay. You have to keep in mind potassium and sodium, okay. This is potassium, this is sodium ions are reabsorbed by the blood, okay. So that is done by whom? Aldosterone. So make a note of it, okay. And this also helps to regulate the blood pH, okay, acidic as well as basic. Actually blood pH is a little bit basic, okay. By controlling the levels of electrolyte, this aldosterone is doing this one, okay. Next one is adrenaline and noradrenaline, okay. This is secreted by the medulla, okay, and this is called as flight or fight hormone, okay, as well as it is called as catecholamines. Don't forget, make a note. And this hormone is also helped in increasing our heart rate or force of heart contraction and increasing the blood flow. Okay, why in the sense I'll tell you, as well as in the assisting of glucose metabolism. See, for example, you're just walking, okay, walking on the road. One dog is chasing you. What do? You won't stand there, isn't it? You run as fast as you can. You run, isn't it? So how you are running? Your eyes are seeing the dog is chasing you. That will be taken to your brain. So your brain is giving an intimation to your legs and hands to run as fast as you can. Okay. So at that time, what is happening there? If you run, you need more energy, isn't it? So that energy will be given by the blood. So blood has to come to the legs as well as the hands to run fast, in the sense there will be more energy is supplied, in the sense the blood flow should be more, isn't it? That is increased by these hormones. And after you run as fast as and you are reaching a safest place, in the sense your heartbeat is 100. Just imagine your heartbeat is 100. Usually the normal person is 69 to 72. Okay, 69 to 72 only the heart rate, okay, heartbeat. But now when you're running, your heart function very fastly to supply the blood to your organs, isn't it? So only you can run as fast as. So now this should not be continued. That should be suppressed, or it has to bring down to the normal level. Okay, normal level after this function. Okay, after you're reaching a safest area, you're taking, then you do like this, and slowly your heart rate will be come down, isn't it? Your heart rate slowly it comes down. So who is doing that function? In the sense, once again, these catecholamine only. Okay, so if not it is very dangerous to our body. So why only these hormones are taking part to suppress as well as increase the function of the heart. Okay, these hormones are very, very important to do that, right? And catecholamine, once again we can see these also responsible for physical as well as emotional stress. We are in physical or emotional stress, this will take care our body. Okay, now primary catecholamine or catecholamines are dopamine, adrenaline and noradrenaline. These two are secreted by the adrenal gland, adrenal medulla, isn't it? And what is this dopamine? Already we have seen this one, isn't it? It is otherwise called as happy hormone. If it is secretes in a proper amount, we will be very, very happy, isn't it? So these three are together called as catecholamines. Okay, very, very important to keep our body very healthy and very happy. These hormones are very, very important. What are those hormones? Norepinephrine, dopamine. Okay, and the adrenal medulla, the inner part of the adrenal glands, produces and release the catecholamine. This already we have seen, isn't it? The medulla is secreting the catecholamine. What are the catecholamine? Only these two. Okay, adrenaline and noradrenaline. Dopamine is secreted by the gland which is present in the brain, isn't it? Yes or no? We have seen already. You have to find and tell me which gland secretes the dopamine. You have to find and tell me. Okay, in the next class or at the last of this class. Now, steroid hormones. What are the hormones called as steroid hormone? In the sense, the hormone which dissolve in fat is called as steroid hormone. This also we have seen, isn't it? So, what this does in the sense, they control the metabolism and inflammation. I have shown you what is inflammation, isn't it? As well as immune system function. Okay, and salt and water balance. This everything we have seen, right? And development of sexual characteristics, that is secondary sexual characteristics. We have seen the hair growth, okay, in the armpit or in the pubic region, as well as in the facial hair, everything, okay, and ability to withstand the injury as well as illness, okay. So these hormones are very very important. We have to withstand if there is any injury or if there is any illness, if you fell ill, right? So at that time these hormones are very very important. And adrenal cortex, we have already seen the adrenal cortex, isn't it? They release the glucocorticoid and mineralocorticoid. Glucocorticoid and mineralocorticoids, isn't it? This also we have seen. And adrenal androgens, which are the type of steroid hormone. What is steroid hormone in the sense? Adrenal androgens, glucocorticoids, okay, glucocorticoids and mineralocorticoids. All these three are called as steroid hormones, okay. Make it. This is all recall, okay. This is all we are recalling once again, because this is very very tough, and it is very difficult. So make a note of all those things, which is called a steroid hormone. So what is called a steroid hormone? All those things what we have seen, the hormones secreted by medulla as well as the cortex are called as steroid hormone, okay. Glucocorticoids, mineralocorticoids and the adrenal androgens as well as all these are called as which one? Steroid hormone, okay. Let us recall once again. Let me ask a few questions whether you understood or not, because this part is very very difficult. So let me start the first question. Dash the outer region of the adrenal gland produce and release glucocorticoids, okay. The outer region of the adrenal gland produce and release glucocorticoids. What is that? Which part? Adrenal cortex. Very good, very good. Most of you answered, okay. Glucocorticoids are released by adrenal cortex, okay. Now number 2, question number 2, adrenal glands produce and release dash, which are all types of steroid hormone. What are the types of steroid hormone? Yeah, few members answered. Quick. Very good, very good. Glucocorticoids, mineralocorticoids and adrenal androgen. Now only we have seen. Yeah, most of them are answered. Very good, very good, very good. Come to the third one. The primary catecholamines are very easy, na? Make it. Yes. Dopamine, adrenaline and noradrenaline. Very good. These are the primary catecholamine. Very good. Come to the fourth one. The adrenal medulla produces and releases dash and dash catecholamine. Adrenal medulla secretes only 2 hormones, isn't it? What are they? Adrenaline and noradrenaline. Very good. Clap. Yeah. Then come to the next one. The primary catecholamines are, this already asked, isn't it? Dopamine, adrenaline and noradrenaline. Very good. Then next one, dash hormones are called as fight or flight hormone. What is that? Adrenaline and noradrenaline. Yes, very good. Most of them answered. Good. So fight and flight hormone is called as adrenaline and noradrenaline, okay. The next one, if you see, dash is a mineralocorticoid hormone. What is that? Aldosterone. Keep in mind, okay. Flight and fight hormones are called as adrenaline and noradrenaline. Which hormone is a mineralocorticoid in the sense? Aldosterone. What is cortisol? It is what is that? Glucocorticoid, okay. Come to the next one. The adrenal cortex can be divided into 3 layers, isn't it? What are they? You know very well. Go. Yes. 5. Yeah, 10. 18. Very good. What is that? Zona glomerulosa, zona fasciculata and zona reticularis. Okay, zona glomerulosa is the outer layer. Zona fasciculata is the middle layer. Zona reticularis is the inner layer. Very good. So thank you so much. Share this class to your friends, those who are preparing for the NEET, as well as make them to subscribe this channel to get the further videos. Thank you.